Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Good to see you. Toast, Loader High, Library Man, Bacon Copter. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, certainly. I had Wendy's for dinner. I greatly enjoyed that. Their newer chicken sandwiches, the classic chicken sandwiches, are really good. Really, really solid. I'm not one of those people that like goes nuts over Chick-fil-A. Like, I feel like Wendy's has a really good chicken sandwich, and like Carl's Jr. has a really good chicken sandwich. It was lovely. I just threw a Nine has one too many eyes to be a good game. Throw shade at because turning cheats on makes it so much better. Turning cheats on makes a lot of games so much better. You know, it's true. It's really true. And I think I knew that from a young age, because I did a lot of running around in games like Doom and Duke Nukem 3D with God mode on, just exploding stuff willy-nilly, and having a grand old time doing it, to be honest. I had country fried steak from a local diner. That sounds really nice. Really, really. Chick-fil-A ruins you because it's buttermilk. It's certainly good. Like, it's definitely good, but I mean, the Chick-fil-A's here, like, the lines go out, like, the lines for the drive-thru wind all the way through the parking lot, like, out to the main road, and then, like, past the stoplight for that road. Like, it's absurd. I don't like it that much, certainly. So I will just as soon eat a Wendy's chicken sandwich or a Carl's chicken sandwich. Yes. Well said, Naren. The option to cheat is good. The more options a game has to customize its experience, the better off you are as a player. So that's kind of that's simply a truism, you know. The more options you have to interact with a game, like the better the experience is going to be. So, and yes, their politics are absolutely terrible. So, yeah, why bother, really? Their waffle fries are good. It's true. Not many places do waffle fries, is the thing. Did the old A&W restaurants, like, I have a dim memory of their fries, but, like, were their fries, did they do, like, the heavily seasoned curly fries? Or, okay, yeah, they had curly fries. That's right. Makes you feel good to be a Canadian, not have them around. Yeah. The thing is, though, I wonder if anybody's ever gonna be able to unseat them. You know, they became such a staple in the South and then spread elsewhere. And I mean, here in Los Angeles, like, people go nuts for them. And now they've kind of solidified their position as like a cultural institution, just not the kind of culture we would prefer, which is super unfortunate. A&W used to, not sure they really do now. I think it would just be a challenge to find an A&W at all. I think if my phone wasn't charging, I'd look it up. I think there's still one around here. When I first came to LA like 12 years ago, I remember driving past an A&W that was still in operation. I didn't go in. Come to Canada, you still got them? Okay, as long as they live on somewhere. We still have Bob's Big Boys here. Man, I love me some Bob's Big Boy. That was like that was like the quintessential American diner experience for me when I was a kid. So we would take what was it? We would take car trips when we lived in Maryland, outside of DC. We would take car trips down to North Carolina to visit my uncle. And along the way, there was a Bob's Big Boy we always stopped at. And it was great. They were just like the best meals. Because they have that like that magical diner taste. I'm not even sure how you describe it, but everything has this like richness to it. And like the burgers had like these like crispy grilled buns, and like the meat was really flavorful and everything. And I remember that really clearly. And when we moved here, there was still a Bob's Big Boy just a couple blocks down the street from us. And my wife didn't care for it too much, but I would go there whenever I could like sneak out or whatever. And then they closed down. There's still one up in Burbank. And I used to go there whenever I could after, when we do voiceover recording sessions at the studio we use in Burbank. Hopefully it'll survive all this. Because I think the one up in Burbank might have been... I think it was either the original or one of the original. It's a big one. And it still has the drive-in stalls with the speakers from the olden days where you just drive up and park and give your order, and they'd roller skate it out to you. Gotta be careful of the chain of A&W restaurants in the LA area that have nothing to do with the root beer. The Chinese restaurants with an impressive dim sum menu. I think I would notice that before going in. The one I remember seeing definitely had the traditional A&W like logo. So, but man, that was like a decade ago. Some revenge, more Final Fantasy. Yes, indeed. We're gonna be bumming around Lindblum tonight. Oh my god, come on, man. This is like the opposite of every game I've ever played. Like, normally, if a game is not that bright, you have to have your controller on when the game starts so it knows, oh, you're going to use a controller for this. This one, for some reason, if I have my controller on before it starts, that guarantees it won't recognize it. Oh, no. Oh, no. You are going to work tonight. Same. Arrogance. Just really doesn't want to do anything. I'm at the combination root beer dim sum restaurant. I would be down for that. There was a great Chinese restaurant that we went to years ago. Haven't really had the opportunity. There's a lot of really great Chinese restaurants here in the South Bay, but we went to one with like an actual Chinese restaurant where they have all the food on carts and they just wheel around to your table and like, do you want this? No? All right, fuck off. Later. Okay, game. I'm serious about this. Okay. Oh, I know why. Okay, there we go. It lost focus. That's why it lost focus. Because the keyboard wasn't working either. So yeah, we're good. We survived. We're fine. Haven't had soda in forever. Might get some root beer next time we go to the store now. I don't miss soda at all, really. Like, we had Hang on a sec. Found myself suddenly parched. Yeah, we went to Wendy's tonight, and my wife and I just got sandwiches and a fry to split. But it's so perfect for my kids, because the older daughter's 9, the younger daughter's 5. We get the biggie meal, where it's like a small-ish burger, a small fry, 4 nuggets, and a drink. And my older daughter eats the burger, and the little one eats the nuggets, and they split the fries, and it's like the perfect amount of food for both of them. But that drink, we get lemonade. And Wendy's now, it's really cool actually, has a wide variety of lemonades to choose from. They have lemon and strawberry and peach and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I have not had soda. When was the last time I had soda? I want to say it was like early fall. And it was like physically painful. I was not prepared for the carbonation, or like it's bitingly sweet to me now. I'm so not used to it. But man, some lemonade though. Kind of miss soda occasionally, then you have a sip and it's like, yep, that's the thing. Why did I drink so much of it? Good question. Alright, unfortunately I have to use these tonight. Those of you that were early birds might have noticed that there was no sound when we started up the stream. It's being weird with my AirPods again. So I'm gonna have to go tinker with the sources. Computer sound is like the most aggravating thing in the world. Because it tries to be smart and figure out what your sources are just based on what's plugged in and what you unplug. But sometimes it just does the dumbest stuff. And it's been like super dumb with my AirPods. Because when I take them out, it's like, oh, these don't exist anymore. Let's redo all of the sources now. What's up, not a regular? What's up, Poink? Root beer float sounds great right now. I think I've maybe had like 1 root beer float in my life. 1919 root beer is probably your favorite. One of the, a lot of the more like upscale, what do they call those dumb like mid-scale places? They're not sit-down restaurants, but they're like fast food places where you go in and you order at the counter and then you sit down and they bring you your food. I forget what they call that. But it's like more upscale than fast food, but not as fancy as a restaurant. The prices are kind of in between as well. But there's a couple of those in our area, and they all do like local craft sodas now, which is great. Sub House, which is great because they use real sugar, but sometimes they come up with real weird concoctions with their colas. And like one of the places I used to go, Hop Dottie. It was Hop Dottie. That's right. Hop Dottie has amazing burgers. They're the one that did the taco burger that I was super into. They were doing these amazing local sodas that they just tasted incredible. And then the last time I went, they had changed to this other place. All of their sodas tasted like root beer for some reason. And like I like root beer when I'm expecting it, but if I'm not expecting it, it's like, so kind of less of a thing now, because I mean, I'm not going to these places to get sodas, so. They call that Denny's? Or maybe IHOP. Man, IHOP is, like, I don't know when the last time y'all were at a IHOP. Those places are priced like an actual restaurant. Except it's stupid because they're serving fucking pancakes. They will serve you like 50 cents of pancakes for like $12. So I never go out for pancakes. I've done it like once. We went to a famous place around here for pancakes, and it was good, but I just don't eat that volume of pancakes for breakfast. I need like just one pancake is fine, but they'll give you like 3 pancakes the size of a manhole cover. It's like, okay, cool. You know what you could do? You could give me smaller pancakes and not charge me $12 for them. But no. Is everything good? Yes, House. Everything is quite good. We got all our stuff. Yeah, I'm really, I know y'all understand. I know I don't have to apologize. I'm gonna apologize anyway. I'm sorry I had to cut last night's stream off, but yes, there was There was family stuff that I had to deal with, but it seems to be all good now. We're all settled. We all had a very productive day today. So everything you've had at IHOP is really good except for the pancakes. Never had a good IHOP experience. Always bad. 2 in decent range. One rips off old people. The there's actually decent food. Wow, surprising spread there. The eternal quality versus quantity debate. I understand both sides of this one because I'm a quality person. Like I will pay top dollar for like a tiny cut of steak if it's like the best steak I've ever had in my life. But I grew up with my dad. My dad is like the exact opposite. He is paying for quantity. Like he just wants the trough filled. And as long as he feels like he got a good deal for the trough being filled. And you know what? I respect that. Man knows what he wants. He gets it. He's very pleased with it, you know? Give me a fucking open case like all day long. I don't understand why IHOP is even a thing. Give me a Belgian waffle with whipped cream and fruit compote and I'm happy. Or crepes with cottage cheese or fruit. We did one time when we were in Burbank. It was a small group of us, and we had to find a place. We had to find a place for lunch, and it's like the first 2 places we picked were either too crowded or mysteriously closed. So we ended up going to like a waffle place and having big fancy waffles. And it's always kind of the same experience for me with like breakfast. Like if I go out for breakfast foods, I'll get something huge and expensive and it's good, but I just don't need that much. Like honestly, if I'm gonna go out for breakfast, I will go to McDonald's. Or I'll get like chicken biscuits or something, you know? I don't need, like, I feel like specifically for breakfast, I'm gonna be happier with cheap stuff. Like breakfast food is cheap. Get you a skillet. Oh no, we make breakfast all the time. We make all kinds of toasts and pancakes and stuff here. That's not the thing. I'm just thinking about the rare times that I have gone out for breakfast, and I always enjoy it more if I just go someplace cheap and quick and get like a chicken biscuit or something. So, you've never had eggs Benedict with crab cakes? True. Used to be a food truck you could find around here that did Belgian waffles rolled up around a bunch of stuff like scrambled eggs, bacon, and good drizzling syrup. That sounds really, really good. I really liked when I was living in Japan the culture of crepes. Crepes are such a huge thing in Japan, and there's crepe places dotted all over every town, no matter how rural, honestly. And it's great because it's mainly dessert crepes, but like they run the gamut of like just cream crepes, fruit crepes, ice cream crepes, and then you find the savory crepe places. Oh boy, there was one at the main train station in Nagoya where I live, up on the dining floor of the towers they had there. There is a savory crepe place that was so good. I only went there like once or twice, but I will never forget the ham and camembert crepe I had. Oh God. Chinese buffet is one thing you actually missed during the pandemic. We went like twice a year at most, so it's already been a while. When you hear this is good, bad food. I know, I like mentioning my dad, I know he's been suffering a lot because he was a huge proponent of the Chinese buffets. But yeah, I hope they survive this. I hope they pull through to the other side. Because I will definitely go eat one up. Frugal bastard, just been grabbing bread and lunch meat at the grocery for your job. Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat a good sandwich, really, if you know what's going into it and you put exactly what you want in there. I had no idea crepes came from Japan. Those your breakfast times have been Shitty Village Inn or Denny's. Oh, you know what? I did well. You know, it's not a breakfast thing, but when I was in college, we would go to Waffle House a lot. But I would always get their burger because it was kind of the same thing as like the Bob's Big Boy burger. It just had that quintessential greasy spoon richness to it. Oh, and they served them with hash browns, and I really, really liked Waffle House's hash brown. Sometimes go to this pita place near the museum occasionally, which is pretty filling for your hours. That sounds nice. Super vanilla fantasy that after this pandemic is over. 6 to 12 folks that regularly watch this channel get back the back room, a nice restaurant, just hang out and talk for like 4 hours, stream a game for a bit. It's awesome visit. That'd be cool, like a little GPG con. That'd be super cool, actually. One time you had crepes, your buddy's dad did a fucking horrible liquor base. Ew. Put you off of crepes for all time. I understand that. A bad sauce can ruin anything. I think you miss the most is the amazing Taiwanese soup dumpling place. Ooh, yeah. Man, right before the pandemic, we went to this really great Thai place. Just randomly. Like, it was super late and we needed something to eat. And we didn't want to cook anything. My wife really wanted to try this place. We tried it. It was so good. It was so good. Didn't have Waffle House in AK. We had Big Boys for a hot minute. Y'all cute. Bobo bird statue. I've been avoiding this. Bobo birds are symbols of good fortune according to an Olgan myth. The founder of this inn bought the statue and has been passed down for generations. That is a treasure chest. Let me open it. I want it. I need it. What's this motherfucker looking at? Yeah, that's right. Comment suggestions. The room was terrible. Also, that thing crying Kupo Kupo kept me up all night. Throw him out ASAP or I'm never coming back, Lonnie. This is intolerant. Missing a faux place because of the pandemic. Don't know why. The recipe is completely perfect for your taste. You're here! You made it, Manic! Congratulations! We have been talking food. The first 20 minutes of this stream has been me walking downstairs in this inn and then talking about Bob's Big Boy and A&W, Carl's Jr. for 20 minutes. So you either missed a lot or nothing at all. And I found 163 bucks just sitting in the corner. Do you remember when there used to be Big Boy and No! Was that when I was there? Was that something we could have gone to? Small town night in a big city. What a huge town. I'm completely lost. Pardon me. Jeez, you're dressed awful funny. Live in Seattle for 13 years, absolutely foodie city. Gone for 6 years and I can still hook you up if you need foodie connections. Nice. I always wanted to visit Seattle. My wife and I, when we decided to move to the States, it was either going to be Los Angeles or Seattle. And we settled on Los Angeles because we assumed there would be a bigger Japanese community here. Yeah, anyway, video games. Except not. Big Boy is an 80s, 70s thing. We do still have them here. I think we have the original one up in Burbank. And I went there whenever I could. Used to have one in Torrance. It closed down. Got replaced by this place called Big Bear Cafe, which is like, it was insanely popular. Like, people were lined up around the block for that place. I never got in to find out why. Made it to Anne Orlando in Dark Souls 3. I do not like these. We chose LA because we figured Ichiro was retiring. So we actually got to see him play, actually. We got super lucky. We saw Angels versus Mariners. Yeah. It was super cool. And then 2019, I guess, we went and saw another Angels game, and the Japanese dude that's on their team, I forget his name. What's up, Em? Hometown Anchorage is better foodie town. Yeah, I mean, the big cities just they just have so much stuff you can find, you know. I mean, that's the thing about LA. Like, there's a lot. Yeah, Otani, that's it. Actually, I have a bobblehead of him around here somewhere. We went for like a Japanese cultural day. We got special tickets for it. We got great seats. Oh my god. We got the seats on the ground floor, but like up under the upper decks. So it was in like the nice cool shade. Oh my god. It made me fall in love with baseball. Like if this pandemic hadn't started, I think I would have started going to Angels games regularly, assuming I could get those seats. Because it was just so nice. It's like, I hadn't realized it, but like a baseball stadium it's basically just like a shopping mall where there's something big kind of happening in the middle of it the whole time. Wish you lived somewhere with inexpensive seafood. City can have good food or good music, but not both. Interesting. Interesting. Always live above a Long John Silver's. The Long John Silver's here in Torrance closed down. It was... Poor fucker was attached to a KFC and still couldn't survive. Not here at the beach. That ain't happening. I'm Captain Adalbert Jarbsy of Alexandria, and I humbly request your assistance to get back to the castle. That's a new one. Nice try, but out of date bums. You should really scrape that rust off. It's disgusting. Wow, owned. What? New Orleans the exception that proves the rule. San Diego's both of you like, oh my god. Huh? Grandma Pickle. Do you always strike out that badly? Yeah, New Orleans hypothesis busted, yeah. I think you need a new line. A little shine wouldn't hurt either. What are these things? They're called Gishel pickles. They're one of Lindblum's delicacies. Do you want to try one? It smells terrible. The worse they smell, the better they taste. I'm never falling for that one again. I guess I'll try one. Nom 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 nom. Oh my, even the locals don't eat them in one bite. Oh, but you're right, they are good. Destroyed. This looks so nice. Like, I really see it now. Not that I couldn't before. But yeah, the better player models and the AI upscaled backgrounds, god. I don't know how I played this game before. I couldn't tell what anything was. Papa's airship fighter is so cool. When I grow up, I'm gonna fly Papa. No, but I want to talk to you. Thank you. Papa should be back soon. I can't wait. I believe music y'all is the most popular genre in Oahu. Honestly, at this point, Otis should just voice every single male, female, etc. character in a video game. Oh, thank you. Not sure how many people would appreciate that, but I'm glad you would. Know the least about a specific neighborhood. Live in Ballard, West SCA, and Queen Anne while you're there. SCA is so fucking overly popular with the Richie Rich. Is probably different than when you were there. Things can change really fast in these big cities. Sometimes it feels like gentrification can happen overnight. Incredibly bougie here, it makes your head hurt. I want a pickle. Waiting for the AI algorithm to mess us up and while street being made of Bernie Sanders faces. Air cabs are amazing. Oh my god, his lock. He survived to old age. Back in the old days, we had to walk all the way to the theater district. I don't think I could ever walk that far anymore. I'd probably croak if I did. This festival's gonna be awesome. He thinks he'll win. I'm putting my money on Ivan. Seattle's somehow become even shittier since you were here in 2002. That's disappointing. I've had a pretty good run here in LA. Like I've met plenty of people here in LA that just absolutely hate it. But I think part of it is I live in the South Bay and not LA proper, and Torrance is pretty calm for being part of Los Angeles. I also don't commute into downtown like hardly ever. I think if I did, I would probably hate LA a lot more. Yeah, he's good, but I heard a female Dragon Knight's participating this year. Bet you 2 cheeseburgers Ivan's gonna win. Alright, you're on. I get on this cheeseburger action. Silly old man, go away! Trying to remember what I have to do. Be an old asshole to people? Because if that's the case, you're doing great. Or goes shopping. Wow, this nuts. This is why Orko wouldn't tell us where he was going. Can't just tell people. You can go wander around the city sniffing nuts. Because they're gonna worry about you. I think I'll buy one. Place has a lot of unusual things. Who keeps their nuts on a shelf? Is this food? It looks good. Stick it in your mouth. Do it. It looks like the sesame buns that Grandpa used to make. Alice's Item Shop. Festival of the Hunt sale ends today. Wow, there's gonna be a festival. Hi, I want to buy this. Oh, are you friends with the Moogles? Huh? That item is called Kupo Nut. Kupo nuts are Moogles' favorite food. Oh, I didn't know that. I think that's the last one. Go ahead, honey. It's on me. Aw, Alice is a sweetheart. Really? Thank you. What is this Festival of the Hunt like? You just notice the Queen Braun doll on the counter? Yep. The weird thing is she's right on the part of the counter that you would have to lift up to get out of there, so I don't really know how Alice has this organized. International House of Unusual Nuts. Stuff Kubo nut in your face. Well, we let a bunch of animals loose, and there's gonna be a lot of animals. It sounds like fun, thank you. You didn't wait for the... What's so fun about fighting savage beasts? Wait a minute, did I say animals again? Alice. Old Margaret. Transportation sure has come a long way. When I was young, we used to ride chocobos. They're much slower than these air cabs. It used to take at least an hour to get to the theater district. Fascinating. Provisional air cab schedule. The next 3 days, air cabs will operate on the Festival of Hunt schedule. What does that mean? What is the air hunt the hunt in the hunt schedule? Good day. Goodbye. Alright, I'm not taking air cab yet. I want to explore this section of the city. Don't you love it when you're so sleep deprived you start seeing creepy shit in the corner of your eye? That's probably just your house being haunted. Did you come to Lindblum to shop? There's so many more shops here than there are in my hometown. Cool. This is the Hunter's Gate. You can enter Lindblum by foot here or through the Dragon's Gate. Normally keep the Dragon's Gate closed because it's under the mist where a bunch of monsters lurk. Yeah. Normally we keep the other door closed to prevent bloodthirsty beasts from getting inside. Just, you know, our habit. Sorry. That guy always acts like such a know-it-all. I don't know why he became a soldier. He should have been a tour guide instead. Wow. How did they carve stone like this? Question. Air cab departure time 5 minutes before we get there. Oops. We left. I'm sorry, sleep deprived, you nerd. Guess how long it takes to walk from here to the exit? 30 minutes! Man, I can't stand these walls. If only had an airship. Just steal one like we did. Managed to write 2 songs and halfway completed the horror story based on a dream you had last night. Nice, right? Hey, he came back. Hey, Papa, where'd you fly today? Just over the border. His name's Dolph. Really? How was Southgate? It was bad. I think it'll take a while to repair it. My first year in college, I got roomed in a suite. It was me and my roommate, and then a connecting bathroom to another room with 2 guys, and the 3 of them knew each other. They were the broiest frat bros I have ever met in my entire life. They were broier frat bros than like the people playing frat bros on TV. What was my roommate's name was I think his name was Carlton, and then our suite mates were named Dolph and Lupton. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Then, sorry, mates. Right hand to God, Dolph and Lupton. I swear. Was Carlton a good dancer? No. The absolute opposite of proper Carlton. Imagine having parents that hate you that much. Maze 1 wasn't named Hunter. That Hunter was down the hall. Darn, they're not selling it all. Guess your pickles are good. They smell really bad. Can I buy one? No. Son Goku knows better. Is that a public bathroom over here? Is Carlton's last name Banks? No, if I remember correctly, his name was Carlton Power. Dolph Lundgren would probably have words about your opinion of his name. Yeah, he'd be pissed that some asshole chopped it in half and gave it to 2 bros. I know, what the actual shit, right? I just came here to watch the festival, but I guess I'll expect some souvenirs. What a bummer, I hate buying gifts. I was thinking of buying some Oglop oil, but it's so disgusting. Well, then why would you even consider it? Wimpy guy. I'm getting sick. The air is so bad here. It smells like I'm in a big oil refinery. Suck it up. Ivan's Fish Shack. Fresh fish sold every day. I wonder if this is the Ivan that's going to compete in the thingy-do. Millia's Oil Shop, now carrying Oglop oil, one of the most popular medicines in the market. Mountain Oglop oil also in stock. 2 bros. College was a remarkable experience. Card Freak gone. The card game is deep. Cool, I don't care. Card collector number 7. Regarding rare cards. Rare cards are priceless. The cards you're carrying could become rare cards. No, I don't want to read it again. If I'm facing away from something, don't give me the prompt for it. Game. Hey, card game, I'm gonna steal your shit. Echo screen. Oh, that's good. God, for a second I thought I got myself stuck. Like somehow the treasure chest had different collision once they were open. What a disaster that would be. Lupton Witherspoon III. Oglop oil sounds like one of those things that natives try to convince tourists is a local specialty. I still believe that was the case with the boiled starfish I tried in China. I still can't believe human beings eat that. Easily the worst thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. I've eaten haggis, I've eaten blood sausage, I've eaten raw horse, which was actually delicious. Yeah, boiled starfish, fuck that shit. Starfish. I hate the Festival of the Hunt. My father gets injured every year. I think you learn after a while. Doggo? Arf! That's definitely Doggo, who's not letting me pass. Lady with an apron. This church has been here for a long time. been here since before the city was even built, when this entire area was a forest. I don't know why, but this church began the Festival of the Hunt tradition. Interesting. Somebody left a tent out here. Oh god, I just took some homeless guy's tent. Oh god, it's me. I'm the asshole. Man. It's all fun and games until you just unceremoniously pluck up somebody's tent. You bougie fuck. You just named 3 beloved foods. Starfish aren't even food. They're literally chitinous plates and jelly. They sure are. They sure are. Pave the save, start over. It's fine, you're a homeless guy too. 2020 wasn't bad enough. Thanks for making 21. Good one. Yeah, I can confirm firsthand starfish are not food. Good God. I will never forget that. Crunching through this thick, spiny shell to get to this like gooey green shit inside with the consistency of soggy cardboard. Oh, and the smell. It's like I bit into it and the smell. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Bitter green shit inside. Is it absolutely thieving murder hobo? Yeah, so when I was living in Japan, another teacher and I took the opportunity to go to China. And we stayed in Beijing for like a week. And we took a couple bus trips out of Beijing. We saw the Great Wall. We went to some palace on the edge of the city. But most of the time we spent our time in the city going around to different shrines and Imperial Palace and stuff. But yeah, we ended up in a street market one of the first days we were there, and they were just selling all kinds of shit out of these stalls and stands, and like it's like we would walk down the street and each thing we saw was more perplexing than the last, and at the absolute end of this line was a guy selling boiled starfish on a stick. Like big ass starfish, like this big, just with a stick in them, like they're a fucking lollipop or something, right? And my buddy was like, dude, we gotta try it. I'm like, no, we don't. We really don't. He's like, dude, come on, man. I think he might have actually said it'll make a great story someday, so. But yeah, he bought this thing. It was super cheap, of course. And he bit into it first. He bit into one of the ends first, and made this awful face. And is like, all right, it's your turn. Yep. The thing went straight in the trash after that. I think we went to KFC after that. I think we decided then and there that would be the time to experience a Chinese KFC. We used to eat this during starvation times, and now we just trick tourists into eating it as traditional food. 99% sure that's the case. I can't imagine anyone eating that willingly. You have just improved that emote 1000%, dude. Starfish poison! It's the kind of thing a pickup artist would tell a woman to guilt trip her into a date. Or there's a certain way to eat it that you didn't know about? What, like butt chug it or something? I don't think that would have improved the situation. They were spiny. We had a starfish aside, everything else we ate in China was amazing. The first night we were there, we ended up going to a shopping mall. It was mostly deserted, which was kind of surprising. But at the food court, we went to this gyoza place, and they gave us, each of us, we didn't realize it was gonna be like this, otherwise we would just ordered one. But we ordered like a gyoza meal. They put like 30 fucking gyoza on this thing. Like pot stickers, right? Like, just like this giant steaming mass of gyoza. And white rice, and there was something else with it, I don't remember, and a soda. And I think in won it ended up costing us like $1.60. It was so good, dude. It was so good. I mean, I couldn't finish it all, but I did my damnedest. We went to a fancy restaurant to try Peking duck. That was fantastic. That was super, super good. And even though it was like a really fancy restaurant, it only cost us like $20. Was it kitten gyoza? What is kitten gyoza? Steaming mass of gyoza, band name called it. Duck is pretty good. It's extremely fatty. Yeah. I've had Peking duck twice in my life. Once in China, it was amazing. The other time at a Chinese restaurant here in LA. And despite it being a legit Chinese restaurant, it was not good. It was not good. You have to go to a good place to get good duck. But yeah, it's what do you think kitten gyoza is? Yeah, Peking duck. If the thing is, the one we had here was like really dry, and it can't be dry. As gamey and fatty as that meat is, that just it won't fly. But yeah, it was insanely good. Kitten gyozas and anime cat girl shapes and cute cat faces. We had, what else did we have in China? We had like shabu shabu, where it was really cool too. So you know, shabu shabu is where they have like the boiling water and you just like swish like meat around in it to cook it and stuff, and then dip it in sauces. The one we went to had this like it was like this massive like brass heater with a bowl down at the bottom, and it was just a cool experience like being there for it. X used to order duck from the place we used to go to. Introduced you to Massman curry, which we'll always thank for. Oh yeah. Had duck soup at a Thai place after you graduated. It was amazing. Yeah. Well prepared duck is not fatty in a gross way. True, library man. You got me. Did you try the famous orange chicken? No. I think part of it is that duck isn't that popular in the US, so a lot of people don't know how to cook it properly. Probably also true. Yeah, the one we had in China was properly rendered. And it's nice too, because what they do in China is they bring out like basically the whole duck sliced and roasted. And it's super tender and super juicy, so it just comes apart. And then you get little they're not tortillas, but they're like tortillas. It's like gyoza skins almost, and other like vegetables and stuff, and you make like your own little like rolls with it. It's really good. It's so good. Even duck. I'm gonna try that pork belly that Chairman Mao liked. Shabu Shabu and other hot pot meals are just a fun time. Yeah. Well, we do at my house now. We did one 2 nights ago. We do yakiniku parties because the last time we were in Japan, my wife got a big hot plate that you just sit on the table. It's seriously like the best dinner in the world. You just get a bunch of super thin sliced beef or pork or seafood, and slice up a bunch of vegetables like onions, carrots, bell peppers, mushrooms. You can do bean sprouts. You can do shit like Japanese pumpkin, kabocha. You can do whatever you want, and you just oil it up like you start any good time, and chuck the stuff on there. Cook it right in front of you and eat it straight off the grill with yakiniku sauce. God damn, it's seriously like my favorite dinner now, and it's like one of the most. It's really like one of the most low effort ones. So. God damn it, now I want a root beer floating duck. I'm trying to imagine the restaurant that would have that. I like this conversation a lot more than this game. Welcome to Chill Night, everybody. We ramble about food and whatever other topics strike our fancy, and maybe sometimes occasionally play video games. We're never gonna get through these games. I realize that now. I mean, last week I was sick. This week I had a family thing. Yeah, I think Prey and Final Fantasy IX, we're just gonna be playing these for months. Because every single time we go to play them, we're getting distracted by something. I make this shit in a window. There's a really, really good place around here that did that. Oh, Brave Case Challenge. Like in your blender. How do you make a duck float? Man, Old Man with Cane has been extremely patient with us here. I can't wait for the festival to start. It's going to be exciting. Tell me all about it, dude. Chet. We found Chet. Originally, the people of Lindblum were hunters. The tradition of the festival began around that time. Thanks, Chet. Grandma okay? Yop. His name is Yop. Wake up, Grandma! I swear she sleeps everywhere. Roche? The founder of Lindblum, Sid the First, was the winner of the first festival. Sid built this church to pass on the tradition of the festival. This man's face is just mustache. It's mustache. It's mustache. It's eyes, eyebrows, mustache. That's it. That's all he's got. There's nothing else here. Immersion will be ruined if I talk to this guy and he says words. Because I refuse to believe he has a mouth. His pamphlet shut. Old Man with Cane is just waiting for some poor sap to get his head torn off. Like your parents name you Cheddar Yop. That's grounds for legal action. Fucking Theodore, man. The Festival of the Hunt is neither a joke nor a traditional pastime. It is a way of life. It draws on your deepest strength and redefines courage. Be aware. Be aware. Be prepared? Can I get up here? Yeah. No. Get up there. Get your monkey ass up there. I found a leather plate. I have no mouth, but I mustache. It's not a mustache, that is his mouth. It's definitely not improvement. Tiny chef. I'm the head chef at Lindblum Castle. I demand the finest ingredients for all my dishes. Go off, buddy. Pepe's Milk Shop, offering farm fresh milk delivered from Lindblum Plateau. Excellent in stews. Priscilla, hey, did you hear? The theater ship blew up and crashed in Alexandria. There's been a lot of commotion in Alexandria lately. Wouldn't know anything about that. I'm almost kind of surprised none of these shops are actually open, and they don't make you. Oh my god! Did any of y'all play Secret of Evermore? And if so, do you remember the whole trading section of the game you had to do in the market? Yeah, a super productive day. Nice. Those are few and far between sometimes. Yeah, that bit was nuts. Yeah. Fortunately, I had Nintendo Power for that. Because I feel like that would have taken me hours to math out correctly. But I got everything. I got everything from that one. There she is. I wonder if this one's hard to get a hold of these days. Because it was later. It was pretty late into the life cycle of the Super Nintendo, wasn't it? It was after Final Fantasy VI, if I remember correctly. Probably been more than 20 years since you played Secret of Evermore. I don't think I played it since I beat it. Beating it was a bit of a struggle. That final boss was pain in the ass. So many things in that game was, damn, you're just doing whatever, huh? Give you 3 beads in a jar of spice for 2 rugs. You had a pen and paper for it. Do you even remember what the secret was? Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Secret is Butler did it. Uzu, I trained like crazy for this year's festival. I'm gonna win for sure. Looks like eBay has unboxed copies for 30. Oh, that's not bad at all. That's extremely affordable. I wonder if that's a function of it not being that popular. Because sometimes the rare games on these systems aren't that expensive because people just aren't really that interested in them. The final boss has a safe spot behind him. It's been too long. I don't remember. Well, there was that giant wall of speakers and fans, so maybe you blew a section of that out. He might have had a safe spot behind him. This is such a weird fight. That'd be another good one to revisit sometime, because I remember very, very little of that game. Less than this one. Would you like to buy a flower pot? You can use this cookware too. I'm carrying a lot of nice pots right now. Grandma pot. Hey there. Rio, I'm bored. Let's go to another store. Come on. In a minute. Jeez. Oh, baby. Man, look at all this stuff makes me want to become a gladiator. Oh, you can steal your girlfriend. I remember a guy with spiky hair who carried something like this. Wait, they're not even Buster Swords. Come on, man. Lame attempt at a joke. If you want to come out on top in the festival, you should definitely buy some weapons here. What do we got? Glass armlets. Gloves. Steepled hats. Oh, there's leather plate. I just found this. I've apparently stolen a lot more of these things than I thought. I guess I haven't... Yeah, I have all of this stuff, except glass armlets. Let's buy a couple of these, just in case. Save me some time. Writing is big, it's powerful, important. Not everyone can do it. Don't downplay it. Yeah. Yep, writing is deceptively difficult because it's something that technically everyone has access to, but it's something that very, very, very few people do well, and it takes a ton of practice to do well. I don't even do it particularly well. It's my job. Mooch's Coffee. We serve top-grade coffee. 10% of our coffee beans are from the coffee-rich heights of Norwich. Norwich. Hey, it's Alice. I think you're gonna need some medicine if you're gonna participate in the festival. Crazy, anybody can do it just as good. Drugs, you need drugs. What's a festival without drugs? Coconut, Google's favorite food. Sold out. We don't have many items in stock today because South Gate is under repair. Wouldn't know anything about that. Bye, everybody. Spent most of the day on that horror story based on a dream as well as Dreamscape storyline. Dream's cool. It's super depressing, honestly. I mean, any kind of writing you can get yourself to do is cool. It's all good. I actually have... I seem to have accidentally wandered into a smithy. There's actually something that I want to try getting into that I'm not going to talk about too much because I feel like a lot of time that's the kiss of death for a project is you're like, I've decided I'm going to do X. and then everybody's like, wow, cool, yeah, you should totally do that. Here's some resources for you, and like, I can't wait to see what you do, and da-da-da-da-da. And then you never do anything about it, ever. So, if anything comes of it, I'll let you know. What's up, Fury Fighter? Did you miss a naming war? No. No. You're safe so far. I think y'all told me last time we only have 3 characters left to name, so. You named him Millhouse. Don't listen to chat. They lie. Fire's too strong. How many times do I have to tell you? A few degrees can make the difference between a good weapon and a bad one. Use low flame. Stop nagging, we got a customer. When is he gonna get it through his head? Grumble, grumble, grumble. Decided to name you Mutton or Fart Sniffer. Can a mod do that? How's it going? You want me to make you something for the festival? Oh, it's a synthesis shop. Oh. It's a synthesis shop. Neat. You can get infinite money now. Oh yeah, because you can make something, like you can buy a bunch of things and then synthesize them into something that's worth more than the things you paid, than the things you bought. Some such nonsense. The ingredients for the cotton robe cost less than you get for selling it. That's funny. Yeah, cause both of those are super cheap. God, you'd be like doubling your money each time. I don't need to do that, but if I ever do. What are you equipped with right now? Mithril dagger. In general, video game economies are fun. In general, do I want to synthesize and use as much stuff as I can? Oren Aldeles, ahoy! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? We are kind of playing this tonight. I've spent the lion's share of the first hour tonight talking about food. Cotton robe trick is fun stuff. Yeah. I don't feel the need to do that right now, but I will keep that in mind if we ever find something that's gonna require a bunch of monies. It's cooked metal blades, so okay. Fire's so hot it could probably melt steel instantly. That okay. It has the potential, but it doesn't work hard enough. I just stole silver gloves from this dude. Right off the table, right in front of him. Food stream also fun stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna make an ogre. Because I can. I'm gonna make a bunch of these and see what they make. What did I just get? Okay. You check what abilities they teach before you make them? I didn't think to check. Let's see. Seems like no. Unless there's some way to, like, flip this whole interface around. In general, it's wise to have at least one of everything. Makes sense. That is inferior. Still Gil. What are you learning? Alright, you might as well finish Beast Killer first. Leather Blaze, defense up. Oh yeah, that's not doing me any good. Oh, I have accessories now. Oh boy. Okay. Millionaires. We'll go with that. The things. Steel gill along with items. Might as well take that. Yeah, and you get some sleep, please, by all means. You know, we're here whenever. So yeah, have a good one, buddy. Take care of yourself. Yeah, Jesus. Please. Please. Alright, I believe we have mined this section of Lindblum for content. I guess it's time to take an air cab. Yeah, if you're hallucinating things, maybe a good time to call it. Fly to Alright, let's go ahead and start with the theater district. All these gears and mechanical bits remind me. I've been playing Satisfactory lately. Last couple of days. I got to I've laid out this massive factory spread on one of the planes that makes all kinds of cool stuff, and I built a space elevator, which is actually one of the first things you do in that game. It's like, I thought I was really accomplishing something by building this like towering structure. It's really cool. Because it's basically just a big claw on the ground, like big office building size claw. And then once you build it, a cable descends from the heavens and the claw clamps it to complete the space elevator. And then it's like the true Satisfactory begins, because then you have to start making stuff to send up the space elevator, of increasing complexity. Satisfactory. Air cabs are convenient, but I wish they looked more stylish. They look so mundane, just like everything else in this town. People are impossible to please. No way am I playing cards with you. Welcome to Theater District. Just seeing air cabs runs non-stop around the clock. So is that the schedule? 4 districts. Yep. Cool. Great. Awesome. Love it. Yep, that's how space elevators work. Alright, what do we got? Steam engine. Steam engine. This is a really cool ass city. This is really, really cool. Lost again. Where's the princess? The town is big, the castle is big. Why does everything have to be so big? Pardon me, can you tell me where I am? Why, you're lost? Gee, you're a soldier for crying out loud. This is the bridge that connects the castle and the airship docks. That big building in front of us houses the docks. That's really cool. What is that large airship? Amazing, isn't it? It's the Hildegard 2. Since it's equipped with a steam engine developed by the regent himself, it can fly without mist. Poll, is there going to be more characters to vote for their name again tonight? 75 seconds, valid answers. Yes, no, maybe. 2 Spider-Man. Impossible. How can it fly without being powered by mist? What cave did you just crawl out of? This is the age of steam power. What is that large airship? It's a large airship. Source of steam power is water. It's much safer than mist. It doesn't make monsters spontaneously. A bright future awaits us all. Remember when you were manually counting the character to be name votes? Maybe, eh? I don't even remember. I made a software. I don't even remember when the next character's gonna be. Whoa, wait. Is that the bridge over on that side of the screen. Is that the bridge that he was just on? The card game is really popular right now, especially in the theater district. Almost everyone here plays. Good. I don't give a shit. Next character nice to be named Maybe. I think the next one's Queena. We saw Queena in Alexandria, though. We'll see. Life is a crazy Lowell fan. I tell you, she acts like a child when she talks about him. You need to see the next time you do it to get the HTML extract, but for now I got you doing polls. Huh. What? They all look alike to you. We had this exact same discussion then. I thought it was the same coloration. I thought it was the same outfit. I'm just a big fan, that's all, but my husband gets so jealous. I like to come here and feed the pigeons, and I just scared them off. Oh, what? Simple users can do them too with your app. You do poll asking what, 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's pretty cool. I got or. Or what? I'm looking forward to the festival. I'm gonna use the festival as the theme for my next painting. What's up, cat? We met Queen is she's only interested in catching frogs and mentor wants to travel. Oh my god. Revenge, I think this is gonna be a big hit around here. That's super funny. Lucky Coloring Co. We deliver lucky to you every day. What's up? Member number 28. She's late. What's Marissa doing? Oh, hell. Bye. Number 36. Are you gonna see Lowell too? Yeah. You know, I'm not surprised. Even if I were a guy, I'd still be in his fan club. He's so great. The appeal of Lowell transcends gender, alright? I figured there wouldn't be anybody here. Looks like no one's been here for a while. It works! The system works! Congratulations, Revenge! That's really cool. What to do, what to do. Jeez, that late already. I wonder what Sarah's doing. We're gonna find out. What can I do? The bell's ringing. A performance in the theater district must have just ended. Is there anything you need, Your Highness? No, thank you. I'm thinking of going outside and having a look around. I'm sorry, Your Highness, but we cannot grant this request. Right now, there are many people coming to Lindblum for the Festival of the Hunt. Therefore, things are quite chaotic in the town, making security rather difficult. Also, very few people know of your presence here. It's for your own safety, please understand. Nice try, Gnarl. Okay, I understand. I guess I know the answer to that. I can't stand sitting around like this. I didn't come here to be protected. I just want to help Mother. Mother the ogre. But some poor soul in this world had a child, went to all the trouble to rear a child, and named them Bunts. Just roll that one around for a bit. Bunts.
Told you you'd be here. Why didn't you tell us you were back? We're in Tantalus too, you know.
What?
Yeah. Uncle Baku said if we found some treasure, we can be in Tantalus too. Yeah, check this out.
Wow, those are Trick Sparrow's wings. That's sure some treasure you found, all right.
Yay! Yippee! So the plan worked?
Yeah. Princess Garnet is at the castle.
Really? Wow. So what's she like? Is she cute? Did you ask her out yet?
No, I think she's pretty busy. Plus, she's a princess, and I'm a, so I don't know. Actually, did work, but since it shares the same chat time as you, it'd be best to log in under a secondary user. So if I'm chatting while people are using it, be using up the message time to send those out. That's a magic code right there. Strip the heavy lose right out of Gnarl's hands. It can't be all named Lupton.
I bet she misses you. Yeah, you should go see her. Good luck. See ya.
I wonder if she got to talk to Sid. Maybe I should go see her. Steal our war funds. You can't chat a bunch real fast, so there's still a limitation can't be gotten around. I gotcha. So it's really it's really code for like a chat bot essentially, yeah? My hand's full of heavy loose. With these hands, you're gonna carry that loose. Receive mini Burmecia. Did I know? Yeah, I've been wanting to get a chatbot for this channel for a long time, but I am not code inclined. Achoo. Alright, well these guys survived, that's cool. It never really connected in my mind how Cinna is just running around looking like a sub who got away from their dom. Had it auto count votes so you wouldn't have to manually count them. You know, open source it, just touch up, clean code it. It's actually a rather small code base, not too much, which is cool. I know, Manic. I know. It just... He's wearing a dog collar. He's the chain. It's the chain that tipped me off. Come here, Sinichuan. Whew, that tasted good. The fuck, Cinna? I mean, okay, he's wearing like a bolt on his head. The little jacket kind of freaks me out a bit. Like, it's just like... That's the kind of jacket you put on toddlers or dogs, okay? Then he's got like the little booty shorts. It looks like his shoes are clamped to his ankles, and then yeah, the dog collar. Wait. I thought for a second there was a chain on his cuff, too. So. This is Voldo. I got away from his dom considering he's probably the boss. I can't believe we found a way out of the evil forest before it got petrified. It's all thanks to our bro pointing out the river before he took the map to Son Goku. What do you do now, boss? We gotta save our brother. You're right. But first, we'll let the guys outside drink some water from the lake. Cinna, bring him over. Hey, about blank. I think it's better that Evil Forest stays petrified. Are you serious? Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying this is out of concern for our safety. Then why? I'm sure you wouldn't want to be saved if it meant Evil Forest was going to be restored too. You're right. Gotta start looking. Gotta be another way to cure his petrification somehow. We ain't too late. Gotta do what we can. I got you, boss. Is this their secret sign? I'm out. For Tantalus? Is that what it is? Hey, Cinna. What are you doing over there? Springwater make some good coffee. I'll get the fixins. Do I gotta remind you what happens to members who don't listen to their boss? No, please, not... Fucking Lodril High called this. Take your victory lap. You earned it. This went weird places. You're supposed to meet here. Where is she? Shire ran off. She got impatient. She ditched you. Ugert Memorial Theater, downstairs. That man is going to give all those women a big hug. We probably present Moogle Wannabe 2, performed by Zalwick's company, the company that gave a stellar rendition of I Wish I Were a Chocobo. Lowell Bridges plays Ubobo. Sold out! Aww. Wonder if he'll eat my cookies. She has her back turned, so I don't know if she's holding cookies. Did you try the Monster Hunter Rise demo yet? No, I watched another streamer play through it. It looked really cool, and it made me want to go back to Monster Hunter World, which I absolutely did not play enough. Moogles, Chocobos, Canaries. Theater people just really want to be some kind of animal. Oh, lol, I can't believe his tour ends today. Stop pushing. Hey, who are you? Oh my. I'm Sir Son Goku of Tantalus, the greatest bandit in the world. Have you ever heard of him? No. Go away. Stop bothering us. Ouch. Hurry up. Where's Lowell? Oh, shit. How much longer do we have to wait? Please, he'll be here in a minute. I love you! Oh my god! Ah, ah. After I can play Monster Hunter World, people on PC, nice! Hi, everyone. What's special about him? Thanks. He's wearing a pillow on his head. I love you guys. Oh my god. See you all again. Damn, I can't see a thing. Thank you for coming to see Moogle Wannabe 2, Kupo. We don't care about you and your stupid show. We came to see Lowell. Fuck off. Hey, you're... No, I'm not! Yo! Poor guy. It's tough being popular. I should know. So in love with him. Do you think he'll come out again? I'm dying to see him again. I still haven't given him my cookies. Doesn't want your fucking cookies. He wants nuts. The big Moogle just walked by heading towards the station. He looked kind of dizzy. I think we need to follow up on this. No, I didn't see a big Moogle. Wait, then where the hell did he go? Wait, we gotta find this guy. Yeah, I know, and I don't care. Okay, so there's nothing that way. He duck into this guy's house? He did! You were at the theater. Oh, please, don't tell anyone about this. Please, I'll give you this. Thanks as always, Michael. Oh, right, the artist is named Michael. Okay, that was weird. Jeez, I can't finish my painting with you bothering me every day. Come on, forget about the painting. Let's work together. You can express your artistic talents on stage, too. Don't ever compare your acting with my art. If you're done with your business, get out. Fine, what a waste of talent. I wouldn't get involved with him if I were you. So now I have an autograph, huh? I wonder. Give it a thump like Michael Van Gogh. I wonder if I can give it to the fan club president or something. Hey, you. Nah, I don't care. It's a key item, right? Button. There we go. What do I have? Silver pendant, the national treasure of Alexandria is jewel in the center. Fake ticket. The road remains wide open while your dreams are alive. Only fear can block the way. Irontail Fratley. Touch that red bonbon looking thing on your head. Cocoa nut. It's the most coveted piece of the famous triptych. You'll never see a rarer item. Oh, I wonder if there's like a set. Mini Burmecia, Mini Braun, and Mini Sid, maybe? One of those things just there to beat the super boss. Born in Trino, raised in Lindblum, famous for his masculine Are we talking about the same guy? Story of the 12 Zodiacs, the 11 Zodiacs pondered. How best to catch Virgo's heart? Aries headed east. Stelazio's story. Ah, okay. There's also a set of rare coffees. I think you need all the coffees to get all the minis. Interesting. This, let me just tell you, this is not a full completion run. We will not be 100%ing or even high percenting anything in this game. Let's check out the industrial district. Because the game has indicated that we need to go to the castle. How could you neglect those Stelazios? I don't know what the Stelazios are. Fuck. Good day. Greater than 0. It's best. We have to find out what happened to Virgo. Okay, if we find out what happened to Virgo, then. At this rate, you might be able to have the game clock overturned so you can get to Excalibur 2. I think those air cabs required a lot of effort. Nearly lost my arm during construction. That just means you're kind of a shitty craftsman. For the safety of the passengers, do not carry any equipment into the air cab. Punk. So, like, is your name Hung? Or are we just, like, summarizing your character? As the region built this statue when Sid the Eighth passed away. I was afraid of that, never. Developed the first mist-powered airship in 1762, led the airship Armada in 1771, and brought peace to the continent. Died 1780, in honor of my father. Alright. Gus, this is amazing. Can't find architecture like this anywhere. This Regency is so advanced. Unkill. Dang it, Bubby. This is a Resident Evil game all along. I click through that. But I would always put it in the back. The engine in the front provides more stability but less power. I think I just told him I put it in the front though. Most engineers are weird. Why is that? Okay, I changed my mind. In the back. That's right, you're a smart guy. Nobody believes what I say. The engine in the back results in more power. Relocation notes. The store has moved to Falgar Plaza in the business district. Is Gus's name or just a description? I can't tell how grumpy it is, so it's hard to tell. Given getting one of the maze requires going someplace is absolutely zero reason to go, or even any indication you get there unless you know you can already, or stumble onto it while randomly exploring or grinding. Yeah, no thank you. Widget. Alright, this can't be their name. We must just look at this person and say, you're a widget. So the 8th who developed the first mispowered engine had a pet cat. Since then, a lot of engineers went out to get cats. I have my own too. Her name is Gypsy. That's problematic. Okay. I totally want to talk to this guy. What the heck was in that dish? A bronze vest. No wonder you feel like shit now. Dark Stew, one of our classics. The Doom Pub. I want some stew. Wait, I've been here already. Like icy cold root beer after a hard day's work. Grandma's been busy selling her pickles lately and she hasn't given me any attention. Sometimes I think she loves her pickles more than she loves me. It's a free 6 scotch. He sure comes with complimentary remedy. Oh, I'm sorry. We're all out of dark stew. Why the hell am I even here? Cujo. Blech. Airship Engineer Daily Report. Hilligard 2 construction postponed. The prototype steam engine on board Hilligard 2 is inoperative. The engine problem stems from errors during the manufacturing period. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, good timing. I just came up with a new dish I want you to try. No thanks. I'm full right now. Yeah, that's too bad. No, I really want to eat it. What if it's like light stew? What if he's decided he's done with dark stew? It was pretty good too. Is this San Diego? Rupta. Guess what? When I grow up, I'm gonna be an airship engineer. I'm gonna build really big airships. I can go everywhere with all my friends. Then reality just comes crashing down on him. You know what this is? You're not gonna believe it. It's a steam engine. Still a prototype. House gets hot as hell while this baby's running. That's the only problem. Getting thin from sweating so much. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much just yet. Dude is just wearing a gear. Dude is wearing a whole ass gear. Mimic card. Cool. Cat. No, don't care about the cat. Steepled hat. Awesome. Zombie skewers. His cuffs are gears too. I think he just got his arms stuck in a couple of nuts. Like giant bolts and just refuses to admit it. Polish black metal band Behemoth has his own coffee brand. It's Lucky Gear. Lucky Gear? What? Alright, well, I got some stuff. I met a hunk. Heard about Grandma's pickles some more. Yep, full day. Head to the castle. Now that I can actually make out the art in this game, I really like this game's art style. Upstairs platform is for disembarking only. This is Disneyland shit. It does, doesn't it? Like, just, like, the level of detail in this city is incredible. I remember, like, I always thought Midgar in Final Fantasy VII was a really cool concept, but you never really got that many, like, good looks at it. And it always kind of felt like Well, you never got to, you never really ran that much around in the upper plates. And the lower plates just kind of felt like more traditional, like RPG fare anyway. Yes, Library Man, the Moguri mod that I installed is making it's AI upscaling the backgrounds. So the backgrounds look way better than they normally would. I believe that the normal version on Steam has the original backgrounds, but improved 3D graphics. A major reason I didn't like this game before is I thought it looked terrible when I played it on PlayStation. Because the 3D models, I think they tried to cram all this detail into the character models, but obviously you can't get that on a PS1. So yeah, look up some PS1 screenshots of this game when you get the chance. The backgrounds look way more blurry and washed out than this, and like compared to Final Fantasy 7 or 8, the character models were just incomprehensible. This game has an amazing art style, but I think it was a really, really bad art style for the PlayStation. I think it really needed like crisper, like more high-res graphics to make it pop, because we're seeing that now. We're seeing just how good this game looks now. If the game was good as core, wouldn't have stood alone. I think that's a really subjective thing. Because, yeah, a lot of people, there's plenty of people in chat that will tell you this is a really good game. And it has really good systems. I didn't particularly care for the systems at the time either. So it's been okay so far, but I mean, we haven't really done any real fights yet either. Yeah. Pretty badly near side prior to this mod. I thought the blurriness of the art was just your vision. Oh, low dry, I'm so sorry. This game looked awful at the original release. Yeah, I think Final Fantasy VII. I think Final Fantasy VII did it best. Like, I think they made good choices with their pre-rendered backgrounds, where they didn't try to show a whole lot of detail, and of course they had like the super low poly models, which are ugly at first, but then you start to appreciate just how like the detail you can make out of them. Final Fantasy VIII is an interesting midpoint between these two, because they definitely tried to do more complex stuff with the graphics, and they succeeded in some places, but it ended up making a lot of other things look pretty barren too. Company's better than the game. It always is on the shelf. This time for you more. The story is going to pick up in this eventually. We're still very much in the early stages of this, and I know a lot of stuff happens with the plot in this game that we simply haven't gotten to yet. Like we haven't gotten to. Well, we haven't gotten to anything about the villains. We haven't gotten to anything about why Sarah is trying to escape her mother, or what the deal is with her mother. So it's just one thing is we're going through this game extremely slowly because it's a chill night game, and I am taking every opportunity I can to chill. So I think we can make much more pointed judgments of the plot once the plot really gets going. Haven't even gotten the reveals. It's fun. Statue Cid Fabul 1 by Laurent, court artisan, to commemorate the birth of Cid the First. The last regent, Cid the Eighth, was a great ruler. He developed this powered engine and helped modernize Lindblum. Alright, check this baby out. She's a classic. This ship's engine is the basis for all other airships. Nothing compares to this baby. You can't call yourself a true airman until you've ridden a wooden barge like this one. I guess that was our ship on the way in? No, Library Man, if I would shut the fuck up, we'd be like twice as far into this game. But you know what? I don't want to. I want to talk about A and W. And subs. And yeah, I already said it. Sticking with it. I call shenanigans Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 1 didn't have a Cid? Yes, it did. It did, actually. I think every Final Fantasy has had a Cid. All the main ones, right? All the ones I played have 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The airship dock and the air cab terminal behind here secured, sir. Kid. Cid wasn't originally in Final Fantasy 1? What do you mean? Blessing of Water. Celebrating 20 years of ruins. Still talking about the medal. That's weird. Check the NES version. He's nowhere to be found. I thought he was one of the dwarves.
Yes, sir.
I thought he was the dwarf that helps you blow open the channel. Because Retcon is the ancient guy who made the airship. Oh, really? Interesting. Later version of the script updates. Okay. I bet that they did that from Dawn of Souls. Interesting. So then, when was? So was the first Cid? Is there a Cid in? Was there a Cid in the original 2? Interesting windows. Okay, so the legacy of Cid began with Final Fantasy 2. Okay, makes sense to retcon him, makes Cid being in all the games thing. It does, yeah, it does. Heard about that airship, the one that came in from Alexandria? Yeah, I heard there was a really cute girl on board. Sorry, only authorized personnel can use the lift. Oh shit! Guess we're taking the stairs. The chance to explore this place. Things is always involved in airships travel. He's Baron's chief airship engineer in 4. He's the Magicite engineer in 6, right? Airship rocket engineer in 7. Ah, he's the headmaster in 8. I don't think he's an engineer in 8. He's the regent in 9, and he's head of the what was Riku's people? What were they called? Albed. He's the head of Albed. Headmaster of a flying school that counts as airship pilot. The garden itself is the airship, so somewhat related. And he did found the garden, so yeah, he would have designed it that way, wouldn't he? Did he actually build the gardens? God, I'm getting... Okay. 8's story is such a weird mess because I'm trying to remember how all that relates to the thing in the basement of Balam Garden. Like, I thought that thing was already there when... I don't remember. I don't remember. It's a restricted area. Fuck you. You can contract out to Norg to actually construct it. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll just have to play that one again sometime. What are you doing here? Now you're gonna make me copy and paste my witty comment. Oh god, wait, where we go? Those $500 Apple earphones. Whoa. Oh, that I'm not wearing them tonight? Yeah, I was having trouble with the audio sources again. Which is annoying because they were working totally fine today during work. And then I pop them in for the stream and it killed the OBS audio. So I gotta fiddle with them again. Insert Futurama clip of Farnsworth saying, "You can't just have your characters say how they feel? That makes me angry." Garden were conceptualized by Sid and others, so yeah, I think he knew it was an air show. Okay, alright. That counts. I'll allow it. Whoa, take it easy, I just got here. Princess is gone. She was supposed to stay in this room. Maybe she went out for a little walk. How can you be so calm? This is a very serious matter. Have you forgotten all the dangers she faced just to get here? What if something terrible happens to her? What am I doing here? I must go find her. Out of my way. And he just runs right around this. It reminds me. Okay, so I loved the first Gears of War. Gnarl and I actually played that thing co-op, like all the way through. I think we did it twice. And had an absolute blast doing it. But the story in that game is fucking awful. It's seriously one of the worst stories in video games. And there's a part... Holy shit. Okay, hang on a sec. There's a part early on that I feel like kind of sets up the disappointment that you will experience through the rest of the game if you give even the slightest shit about the narrative in that game. Like, after the intro in the prison when they break Marcus Phoenix out, and they bring him to the city where the bulk of the action happens, and like a helicopter touches down, and like the big like Arlie Ermy style general in charge of the operation gets out, and he's like, "Marcus Phoenix, you son of a bitch, I don't need you here." And Marcus like growls something like token badass. And the general goes, "Step aside." And then the general immediately walks around him. It's like right there. The first Gears of War is what I'm talking about. Like right there. Like whoever was writing that game was you can just see they were just crapping as many like military hard-ass cliches in without actually following up on any of it. And it only gets worse from there. I'm convinced that the story in Gears of War is tongue-in-cheek. I mean, I mean, like, only as much as, like, Far Cry 3 was, I guess. Nah, I think this is awful. Did you notice, like, the graphics up here are stretched? Like, Son Goku is suddenly taller and thinner than he was at the bottom of the stairs. The garden's concept was a training ground for the seeds. Didn't know if airship was part of that initial concept. I think, wasn't it like... So it was supposed to be a training ground for the seeds, but once they got them all into a competent fighting force, wasn't that the point that they were going to launch the gardens for like a massive offensive? Or something like that? He's a grown boy. So Australia today was posting that games were more important than the lives of young people than music is. Oh, I think I saw that too. I have a letter from Kumop to Mogpi. It's a letter from Kumop. Kupo. Thank you very much, Kupo. Stills can visit me. Kupo. He said he found a place that seemed interesting, and then he left. I wish he stayed longer, Kupo. Where did he go anyway? Let me know when you find out. Kupo. Stiltskin. Wonder if he stopped in Lindblum. Jesus Christ, we've been playing for like almost 2 hours and haven't saved. And haven't accomplished anything. Points to Toho, tells the story author, get off my lawn. Yeah, we've been playing for an hour and 40 minutes, and we basically just walked around town and made it back to the castle. I'm going to be playing this game until I die. Until old age claims me. It's still level 6. The game industry is apparently bigger than the movie and music industries. The idea that games make a bigger impact than music is wild. I mean, a lot of things that were formative to our generation are just like they're bordering on irrelevant at this point, you know, like broadcast TV. You know, when I was a kid, you know, the kids in school would actually talk about shit that happened on TV, like in the cartoons and TV shows they watched. That totally doesn't happen now. We still bond to shows, but in a very different way, you know? Love to and bond to games and music is your heart. I think I can see it in my own kids. They bond to very different things now. Bond to streaming. How about that? I mean, I follow one of the followers I've started really enjoying on Twitter is this woman Taylor Lorenz, who she reports on like all kinds of like social media happenings, and through her I learned about this whole hype house thing. I had no fucking idea that this was a thing, and it's apparently huge. And like it's something that my older daughter knew about, and I had like no idea. So yeah, people connect through very different media now. You know, it's like it's not like TV shows and movies and music don't exist anymore, but like the landscape of media is just entirely different from what I'm familiar with. Idea that game matters more than music, while might be different for different people, still music was always king above all other entertainment. I mean, honestly, if I think about it, I think it's always been that way for me. Like personally, because I grew up with video games. Like I had a Nintendo Entertainment System since when I was like 4 years old. My parents had a Commodore 64 before I was born. But they were never big music people. Like, I got myself into music when we got cable and I started watching, like, MTV. And from that point on, music became a big part of my life, but never to the degree that games were. Like, the big emotional attachments and memories I have from my childhood with media come primarily from video games. And then second after that, probably movies. Hero Games 2, stay with 2600. If you're younger, it might be different. If you're 20 years younger, it might make sense. Music was always your best friend. Well, I wonder for other folks in chat, what was the big formative media for you? Like, was it music? Was it games, TV shows, movies, radio plays? Say the concerts you've been to have been more impactful than video games. Okay, yeah, there you go. Song, I've heard it somewhere before. Yeah, I didn't go to my first concert until I was in high school, and I saw Red Hot Chili Peppers with my friend. I had a great friend in high school. We met at our town's fencing club because my mom wanted me to do something extracurricular because I didn't do anything besides go to school and play video games. And we looked and looked and looked, and I decided to join a fencing club. And it was 5 people and a teacher in our tiny rural town. And one of the guys there, we became best friends for a couple of years. And we would hang out like every other day. And he would drive and pick me up, and I'd get in his car, and we would just drive through the countryside. And that was it. And he would play music, and we would just talk about shit. And it was... I don't think about it very often, but it was such a singular time in my life. And I think because before that, like, I had friends in school, but I wasn't like a particularly social person. Like, I was very much a loner. And I mean, that's something that's kind of elemental to me. Like, I always value my time alone. Like, I have to have time where it's just me alone with my thoughts, or I go nuts. But yeah, being able to hang out with my friend and just drive around and just like brain dump stuff, just like talk about anything, you know, and just the act of driving aimlessly, like wandering around the countryside, like driving up to Asheville for no reason, you know, driving out deep into farm country for no reason. Yeah, that was... I think that was a much bigger part. That was a much bigger part of my childhood growing up than I thought about, than I usually think about. Because, you know, after that, then I went to a residential high school. That obviously opened me up to a lot more people because I was living around a lot of people that were much more like myself than public high school. And then a lot of those friends carried over into college, and in college we had a lot more freedom to do the things that we wanted, so... Picked a really good spot to pause on. Hard, because to some degree it's all been formative. We don't stop growing. Music was huge and still affects how much you like things, but I do a lot more gaming than listening to music anymore. Yeah, good point. Just read a lot of books. I didn't read a lot of books. I got really into the Star Wars extended universe stuff. And I started with some pretty good books, and then they turned on me after a while. Family was big on movies. I grew up, there was a multiplex cinema built 4 blocks away. TV shows didn't have much of a hold. Commercials always bugged you. Oh, I get that, yeah. Idea of driving a country with a friend during your youth, almost like another type of media. Yeah. But that's, like, that helped my music appreciation a lot. Because I think I would watch MTV and VH1 from time to time, but not really connect with it so much. And my friend was just huge music guy. And really, really taught me to appreciate a lot of it. I remember he, we drove, there was one time we drove like 2 hours to this spot just outside of Asheville in the mountains of North Carolina, because my friend wanted to go to this record shop he had heard about. And of course it was gonna be a day trip, so I told my parents and everything, and so he picked me up picked me up for lunch. We had lunch, and then we drove out there. And I remember we stayed in that town for hours because it was such a nice little, like, foothills town. And so it was dark when we were coming back. And on the way back, one of the local DJs on the radio, it was like his last night. and his show is being shut down. And he had decided that for his last show, he was going to play a full recording of this Frank Zappa concert. Oh my god. I think that might have been one of the drives where we did the least talking, because we were just listening so intently on the way back. And man, what a chill experience. That was like one of the peak chill moments of my life, I think. Was that car ride back through the countryside of North Carolina in the dark, listening to like an entire Frank Zappa concert. No, that was totally why I did it. It was like, it's my last night. What are they gonna do to me? Yeah, it was great. Sweet voice. It's Sarah. She's upstairs. Can I go this way? Man, I gotta get past this guy somehow. Maybe if I disguise myself as a guard, it'll let me through. Hey, newbie. New kid. Oh, man. Wait. No, there's a sleeping guard. I can get him. Hey, wake up. Huh? There's a suspicious character wandering around. What? Where? Upstairs. Follow me. Dude's getting knocked the fuck out. No, in here. Huh? Are you bastards? Show yourself. Hey, what are you doing? That was easy. Good day, sir. Let me pass, asshole. Yeah, I think games have had the strongest formative effect on me. Just because they've guided like my imagination, my creativity, and my interests so much. I think next after them would be movies, because I have a very, how would you describe it? I have a very easy suspension of disbelief. Like when I'm watching a movie, I can very, very easily get into the world that's being created. And so movies have a very, very powerful emotional effect on me. Just hearing the song from like a pivotal moment in a movie can get me all like So yeah, I think I tend to get more emotional at movies than any other kind of media. Because there have been several movies that have brought me to tears, but only like one or two games that I can think of. Should be able to get on the lift now. Good day, sir. The lift is running fine, as always. Just hearing Anakin's monologue of us. Shut up. Fuck up. Take something jarring to get you out of a movie's headspace most of the time. Yes, yeah. Same for me. I think that's changed a bit as I've gotten older, and I think that's the curse of working in the entertainment industry, is that it starts to strip away some of what makes it so easy to get into that headspace, because you start thinking so much more about the production of something while you're watching it. Like even though my section of the industry is video games and localization, you still pick up stuff from that you can't help but apply to films or TV shows that you watch. And also, like, I work with a lot of people that are cross industry, like voice actors and such, So I've worked with people that work in these productions, and I've heard their stories. So, hey, what do you think you're doing? Wake up! How dare you sleep on duty? Oh. That guy wasn't even awake. Funny. Okay, new question. Now that we're on the subject. What is the game? What is the video game that had the strongest emotional resonance with you? What is the game that gave you the most feels? Because I know mine is probably not one you're expecting. If you had healthy parents and enough money and your home life was encouraging and supportive, I think this would probably be the best time ever to grow up. This level of access to media and tools for creation. I would agree with that. I would definitely think so. I would definitely think that as well. Though the COVID situation certainly put a lot of strain on things. I'll tell you, just don't call them feels, please. But you feel them. The feels get all feely. And you feel the feels. And you're like, wow, these feels. You're not gonna tell me now, are you? Journey. I can see that, yeah. I think if I had played Journey when it came out, and like that was the game, you know, that kind of that helped trailblaze that style, I think it would have had a much greater impact on me. Earthbound? Really? Interesting. Wind Waker. Oh yeah, I saw it go upstairs just a while ago. Mine was actually the Talos Principle. Like specifically the way the Talos Principle ends. Like, the storytelling in that game is really, really clever to me. The way they kind of drip feed you information through the terminals, and you start to see the structure of the game come together, but you don't really know where it's going until that big climax at the end, and then seeing like what they've accomplished through the story was just like it brought me to tears, like tears of joy. I know I played Talos Principle a long time before I started streaming. Both Eco and Shadow of the Colossus left pretty big impressions on you. Eco was a pretty strong one. Yeah. The song is very peculiar. Final Fantasy VII had some feels moments to it. With Final Fantasy games, I think the biggest one from my childhood was probably Final Fantasy VI. When Kefka poisons Doma Castle. That was a huge, like, oh my god moment for me. I have thoughts about this, but I want to see how the scene plays out first. Stupid get chased on bird. Yeah. She's so pretty, but she has so much pigeon poop on her. I feel like I remember the scene from Final Fantasy VIII when Renoa sees Squall, and that smile that she has, and that's I really like that scene. Like even in like the darkest depths of hating Final Fantasy VIII, I really like that scene. And I feel like they were kind of trying to channel that there. Two problems, though. One, One is that she, at no point in that scene, looks pleased to see him. And two, I really don't like his character design. Like, more and more, I don't think it's a good character design for the story they're trying to tell here. She's fine. Ish. I think if she looked older, it would work better. He just doesn't work at all for me. Final Fantasy VII was the first you played and weren't expecting any feels. Took you forever to beat it. Yeah, wow, yeah. Yeah, if that's your first, that one has some serious emotional peaks in it. Edith Finch is probably up there in top games that give you feelings. The bow legs. It doesn't help that in all of these unvoiced cutscenes, he looks just kind of gormless. Like, he's always making this, like... Oh, God. He's making, like, Tucker Carlson faces. And now that I've said that, I feel like I'm really gonna hate him. And I really don't want to end up in that place. In general, I'm not sure the kind of not super deformed is the best style for the dramatic cutscene. Yeah. As much as I like this game's art style, like, I'm not sure the characters... The overall art style is good. Like, this game has a very strong art style, and it is a good art style. I think there may be a disconnect between the main character art style specifically and the story they're trying to tell with them. I think the story is going for like much stronger emotional beats that the character models themselves are kind of like taking the air out of. Like, I feel like that was supposed to be this kind of like emotional uplifting moment. And then Monkey McPlayboy comes up here like, and you're like, well, okay, moving on. Anyway, nice song for a clown to sing. How'd you get up here? This is a restricted area. Come on, I do this for a living. Oh yeah, you're a member of Tantalus. Must have been easy for you. Ooh, what a view. Hey, there's a telescope. Go check it out. Come on. I mean, like, the other thing is, I don't... Like, we still don't have a very good read on his character. Oh, cool. Well, a lot of weird things living there. Like, we know he's, like, the dashing rogue type. But he doesn't sell the dashing part that well. You know? Maybe I should check it out sometime. Maybe you should. Erbs Mountains. Those are the mountains that surround Burmecia. I guess the best way to get there is through the cavern at the base. Southgate. Oh, there's Southgate. I wonder if they started repairing it. Probably take a while to fix everything. Alexandria's beyond those mountains. Bet they're looking for us. That's a big fucking chocobo. That is a fucking kaiju chocobo. Weirdly, I always read that scene as Zidane first seeing Garnet as an individual instead of a pretty face, someone to flirt with. I wish I could have read it that way. I would like to read it that way. Hey, there's a chocobo. They didn't catch a chocobo in that forest. Oh, come on. There you are. That river flows right by South Gate. You can get to the gate by walking along the river. Let me see. We're still on this topic, but I thought the story in Hellblade was really moving. Yeah. Yeah, Hellblade was super good. God, I've churned through so many games in the last couple of years. Like, I've forgotten that I even played a bunch of them. The games... The short games that I played while streaming, and a lot of the games that I played right before I started streaming have kind of been, like, pushed out of my head by streaming. It's a game you wish you could stand playing. I can totally understand folks that weren't into it. The gameplay... It's hard to really enjoy playing through that game unless you're super into the combat. Because the combat's pretty rough. And there's not a ton of variety to it, but you still have to get good at it. And the puzzles. It's funny because Hellblade doesn't sound like it'd be a heavily story-focused game. That game needed a better name than it got. It really did. Oh, the atmosphere is too effective on you. Oh, yeah. It does do the atmosphere really well, but it's like pitch black. So, yeah. I feel you on that. How's the view? Made so much trouble for everyone. Well, Sid knew everything. That's why he asked Tantalus to get me out of Alexandria. No matter how hard I try, I'm always a step behind in everything. I'm so helpless. What's wrong? Son Goku. Why did you help me come here? The Lindblum. Is it because your boss ordered you to? I just wanted to help you, that's all. The boss didn't agree with me. So I ended up leaving the band. Really? Sorry. Don't worry about it. It isn't the first time I've left. Son Goku. Yeah? Oh, how are you planning to abduct me? We were gonna put you to sleep with sleeping weed and kidnap you. That just obliterated any mood we might have cultivated. Yeah, the end of Hellblade is a pretty amazing payoff. That game has a fantastic ending. This sounds like some no-budget Russian FPS or something. Especially now. Mostly used for kids, but big dose can knock out an adult just as easily. I guess he didn't need it, since I came along on my own. Hey, would you mind giving me some? I've had a hard time sleeping lately. I don't think that's a good idea. You might get addicted. Maybe all you need is some company, huh? Please, do you think I'm that naive? Can't blame me for trying. Blame me for that lame attempt. That song where you'd sing it in the village of Dolly? Yeah, so you were up that night. You're just gonna slip you a Mickey, it's cool. What is that song, anyway? I don't know, I can't even remember where I learned it. I sing it whenever I feel sad or lonely. For some reason it comforts me and reminds me that I'm not alone. Guess it's a mystical song. Let me hear it again. Never expected to find such fine armor in a place like this. Yes, I'll buy that one too. Who knows when that Braun will start another war? What? The Queen would never start a war. You dare speak ill of the Queen? Who the hell are you? I'm an armor collector. Oh, well in that case, can you recommend some good armor? I must go. My planet needs me. Go, Knights of Pluto, yeah! are those things? They look so stupid. It takes Sid's airship to destroy them. Hey, cut it out! You broke my night! I'm gonna go tell your mom. Royal action figures? Black mages were like toys, being controlled by someone. The sky looks ominous. Something's about to happen. No, the Knights have an anti-airship force field. Sir Fratley, where are you? I need you. And then she plunged to her death. Okay. It should work now. Sire, it's no good. What? We can't stabilize the engine system. It can't run for more than 10 minutes. Darn it. My mind hasn't been the same since I became an Oglup. Hey, Sarah. So when do you want to go on that airship cruise? What are you talking about? Thinking I asked the girl that... Never mind. Well, sounds like you've asked the wrong girl. Wait, I can explain. Why bother? You'll have a wonderful time. Okay, how about this? If I get first place in tomorrow's hunting festival, you and me will go out on a date. How does that have anything to do with me? Come on, please. Fine. Okay, it's a date. Maybe tradition, but this is a dreadful festival. So many lives lost every year, especially because of him. Hardly. The festival is a test of manhood. I tingle with excitement every year. Phrasing. This is the last carriage. All the preparations for the Festival of the Hunt are complete. Very good. Now we wait for the signal. There it is. There you go. The fangs have been freed. What? We haven't even received the minister's authorization. We believe they're going to release him any minute. Alright, release the muss before they let him loose. Hurry! Moose! Moose, the moose. Forgot they were a thing. All is ready. Alright, stand by. Sears specimen is perfect. Nothing can stop him. What? Okay. What power? Hey, make him stop. It's too early to let him loose. Oh, I have no control over him. Damn it! Open the gate at once. The gate's gonna fall apart. Go, Zagnol. What the shit is this? Why is she here? No one else has met her yet, right? Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Alright, let's begin. Hunters on your mark. Ferocious beasts swarm about the castle town. The bigger the catch, the higher the score. Time limit is 12 minutes. Use air cabs to go to the other districts. Once you lose in a battle, you'll be forced to retire. The winner will be crowned Master Hunter and receive the Hunter's reward. Who will come out on top? Gadget was there too. Gadget was where? I just remember Gadget meeting Goku at the bar, at the Doom bar. And then she shows up here? Was there something in the middle I forgot about? What do you wish for your hunter's reward? Oh, Gil all the way. I'll take an add-on. And you, Mr. Orca? Well, I never signed up. I thought you did pretty well, so I signed you up. Don't worry, with your black magic, it'll be a piece of cake. I don't know. That was very inconsiderate of you, Son Goku. Oh. How about this? If you win, I'll fix you up for a date with Sarah. Me and the princess? Just keep it down. She mentions he was going to be in the hunt. This is where they're getting the rewards for contestants set up. Okay. Just imagine Gadget meeting Goku at the Doom Bar as the ultimate fanfiction sentence. What was that? You just mentioned the princess. It's just okay. It's just showing his. Okay. Fair enough. What evil deeds are you plotting now? It's nothing, right, Orca? Yeah. So, what would you like for your reward? Oh, I'll take a card. A Gil, an add-on, and a card. Festival will begin shortly. You all have different starting points. Hunter Son Goku will start in the theater district. Hunter Gadget will start in the industrial district. Hunter Orca will start in the business district. I am Freya being like, gee whiz, Goku. Oh, we beat Kuja this time. Let's just save again. Gadget's prize. Okay. Alright, we have a new letter. Gadget's prize pretty nice if you can swing or winning. So how does this work? Do I choose which character I play as? Oh, so I would need to... Oh, I would need to let her win? Is that how that works? Remember what each character is competing for. You need to let her win, okay. Air bound for the theater district is now departing. Alright, cool. The Wookiee win. You'll get updates as to who's leading throughout. Interesting, okay. Such rudeness. Princess, they're treating you like a commoner. Oh, hush. We get a great view from up here. You're doing this a bit. Oh, congratulations. You're right. I can see the entire town. Princess, look. Master Orko is also participating. I can't believe it. He seemed reluctant earlier. Master Orko, the princess and I are rooting for you. Come on, Orko. You can do it. Speedrun strat is to immediately kill yourself in the first battle for her to win. Might require her to be in the lead when you do so. No, Master Orko. Look out. Oh gosh, I can't watch anymore. You can't win just by running. A good offense is the best defense attack. Can't lose to that monkey, Son Goku. Yes, that's it. I mean, it sounds like they've already started. Jesus Christ. Good hunting. Great Scott! Help! Okay. So if I get notification that Gadget is winning, I should let one of these things. Well, it might be a pain to let them kill me. might not do that much damage. That's a really cool ass looking. I guess it'd be a glaive, huh? One way is to wait until the announcer says she's in the lead, trigger the Zagnol fight, and just waste time in the menu. Alright, so I'm winning now. Oh, hey. Or just play cards the whole time? I can't bring myself to do that. A type of weapon is a swallow. Really? Oh, these guys have things to steal. I'm gonna steal a bunch of shit. A trick sparrow. Not a very impressive trick. Alright, now he doesn't have anything. Surge Chrono Cross uses those, and that's what's called there. Oh, that's right. That's right. Chop. Alright, Gadget's in the lead right now. Is there anything cool to find during this? Like, is there anything I need to do? Anything I should do? Hi. I mean, I could let this guy eat me. How much does he hurt? He hurts pretty bad. He doesn't have anything. Only necessary thing is Zagnol fight unless you die first. Don't remember if Zagnol has anything good to steal. I guess we can go find out. She's still winning, that's good. Alright, where would Zagnol be? Mithril gloves and a needle fork. That sounds good. Let's go get that. Oh, Orko's winning now. No time to be shot. Where the hell would I be if I was a giant slavering beast? There's somebody. Yeah, I definitely don't want Orko to win. No way. I'd rather win than Orko. Alright, now we're winning. He doesn't even get a unique one? That's lame. Alright, he's not back here. Needle Fork isn't necessary if you're trying to do a super low level game. I'm not, but... How is he leading now? He was literally running away from that thing. You get an achievement. I super don't care. I thought turning on 100% seal rate was going to turn off the achievements. I was surprised it didn't. Alright, win again. Wait, I don't want to leave town. Where the hell is this thing? Oh, you can't run from these. Okay. You can't steal a sense of accomplishment of beating the game without cheating. That's punishment enough. Alright, Gadget's winning again.
Again, I participate.
This is where it's supposed to show up? Maybe it's a time thing? Gadget's still winning. Also, I can't see how much time's left because of the score. Oh, there he is. Son Goku, help! Hey, big boy, turn around. Damn, you're ugly. Allow me to help. Okay, but I get to finish him. I've got a date with Sarah on the line. You're ridiculous. Fine, as you wish. Your shit. Just hang out for a bit. Alright, there's the needle fork. If I let Gadget kill him, will that mean she wins? Ow, Christ. If we die, does she win? That's not a lot of damage. Well, it may not matter in a second here. Or just stall. I think I'd probably stall for 2.5 minutes. Ow. Forget, do you have anything else? That dude is super ugly. I think Goku's gonna die. Oh, no. Okay, cool. Ow. Bye for a while. That was actually great. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Goku just eats shit. I guess we managed to stall this one out. Ow. The time is up. The winner is Gadgets. 101 points. Your version of Dig as well. Want to see a mole character burn vertical thrust through the enemy. He's like, oh, phooey. That was marvelous, all of you. 101 points. Congratulations. We grant you the Master Hunter and your reward. Coral Ring. Master Hunter. My hat's off to you guys. I don't know how you racked up so many points. Fruits of my training, I suppose. Regent. Music just died. Please, forgive my intrusion. I bring urgent news from our king. The King of Burmecia? Just down that idea for never to be made RPG. Sorry, you must not let him see you like this. Take a good look at him. An injury has blinded him. Continue. Our kingdom is being attacked by some unknown force. We're severely outmatched. Please send reinforcements immediately. The enemy looks like an army of mages wearing steeple-crowned hats. The king and I are old friends. We will send reinforcements to Burmecia immediately. Thank you, Regent. The king and all of Burmecia will be most grateful. I must return now. Ugh. Blarf. Take him to the infirmary. A Red Wall RPG would be pretty badass. Isn't that Breath of Fire 1? What? Is there a mole character in Breath of Fire 1? It's too late, he's gone. It's a miracle we even made it this far. I can't believe this is happening. This is a problem. Because of the festival, there are hardly any men left in the castle. It would take time to mobilize. We have no choice. Call back the 4th Aerial Division, patrolling the border. If we recall the 4th, we will lose our eyes over Alexandria. Burmecia is our ally. We must help them. There's no response. It's just a corpse. Steeple-crowned hats. They might be black mages like Orko. Can't be. Could it be Mother?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Hey, Harmby, buddy, thank you so much for subscribing for 2 years, dude. That was a long time, and I greatly appreciate it. I must go now. I cannot sit and wait for the reinforcements. I'm coming with you. No, this doesn't concern you. What's this? I'm a stranger all of a sudden? I'm not going to sit back and watch your home get destroyed, alright? Thank you, Sanko. Can I come too? I want to find out who they really are. Sure. Badger heroes, Martin is special hero. I want to fight the Marl Foxes, their big axes. That would be pretty badass. Huh. I guess I'd forgotten about that. I'd read about Breath of Fire 1 and Nintendo Power, but I guess I'd forgotten about the mole character. Alright then, let's go to Burmecia. Princess, this is a foreign matter. It has nothing to do with us. Jarbsy is right. We don't know if Alexandria is involved. If black mages are involved, Son Goku, you know what I'm talking about. If Mother's behind this, I'll make her stop. I promise. I think you should stay here. What? We don't know what to expect there. I've already faced great danger coming here. What's the difference? Sarah, this is war. A lot of people are gonna die. I know that. How did you feel when you saw that Burmesian soldier die just now? Felt sad, of course. Just sad? Weren't you scared, too? Obviously, you haven't realized how dangerous it's gonna be. You get killed. There's no time to be talking about convincing your mother of anything. But now's not the time to argue. He's right. We must head to Burmecia at once. Will you open the Dragon's Gate? Of course. If you're going by foot, leaving from that gate is the best way. I know. Shut up, monkey boy. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now they're trying to sell him as like this like battle-hardened warrior, and it's just not going. I ain't buying what they're selling. Let us eat while we wait for the gate to open. Kind of surprised Son Goku is willing to jump into war since he's a thief. I don't know, it's so hard to get a read on his character. Yay, I'm so hungry. Festival of the Hunt Feast is one of our oldest traditions. It began well over 5 centuries ago. It's customary to eat everything with your hands, so go on before it gets cold. Thank you, Uncle.
So good.
Let's just see. We can't do anything until the gate opens. You're right. Hey, not bad. There's a giant, like, tureen of soup in front of him. I hope he's just, like, sticking his hand in there. Snow Pixie, hello. Welcome to the stream. We are feasting with our hands while we wait to go to war. This is wonderful. Princess, how is everything? Why aren't you eating? Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, everything is so delicious. Indeed it is, especially this beef. It is superb. That big turkey. Oh, I'm so full. I'm getting sleepy now. The food is poisoned! How could I be so careless? Can't you just add an entire cake? Starting to feel sick. Forgive me, princess. I should have tasted it for... Well, he did taste it for poison. Just after telling her to eat too. That's impossible. There shouldn't be any in your dish. What? Now that you mention it, I feel just fine. How did you know? Doing pretty good today? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Princess, you didn't! It's not poison, it's just a medicinal herb Son Goku gave me. Believe me, this is not what I had planned. Jarbsy, I have to make my own decisions. I had no choice. Uncle Sid would never let me leave the castle. Cupped hands of soup, delicious. Entire cake, eaten like duck. It's because he's concerned about you. I understand, but... No, you don't understand. War is a terrible thing. You must never experience it as I have. I'm sorry, Princess. I cannot follow any orders that might put your life in danger. What if Alexandria is behind the attack on Burmecia? It could lead to war between the 3 great nations. Many innocent people will die. As the Princess of Alexandria, there must be something I can do. I have to help Mother. I don't want to see anything happen to her. Very well. Princess, I will follow you wherever you choose. Thank you. Let's go before everyone wakes up. I'm sorry, Son Goku. Come on. Sarah, where are you going?
Damn it.
Must have been some sort of sleeping medicine. It was sleeping weed. We've been had. I gave her some because she said she was having problems sleeping. I'm impressed. There's more to her than meets the eye. Damn, what the heck is she thinking? Maybe she's hanging to Bermesia. And you might still be able to... Might be able to catch up with her. Orca, wake up! We're going to Bermesia. Let's head for the... Let's head for the Gizmaluke's Grotto. Once we pass through the grotto, we'll be in Bermesia. Gizmaluke's Grotto. It's a lamb chop ass name. You leave from the Dragon's Gate. Locate on the base level. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of surprised we made it all the way through Lindblum tonight. Favorite bow of Sid the Seventh. Favorite armor of Sid the Sixth. Favorite shield of Sid the Fifth. Fabrizio. Does this dude's throne have hydraulics? I think it does. Is that gonna do something later? Not committed to. Yeah. It's conference room, this is the hall, Royal Chambers upstairs. That's hydraulics so strong, bounce up and down with blast bad rapids. What's up here? Oh, right, this room. Hold on one sec. Darn, I can't find the screw. What do you need a screw for? Echofar, buddy, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? What were you up to, my dear friend? Y'all, I know we raid Echofar periodically whenever we get the chance, but if you haven't checked out Echofar's channel, especially if you are a lover of roguelikes, and why wouldn't you be? Please, I implore you, check out our dear friend Echofar. Oh, you're playing Dark Souls 3. He's losing his soul. How's it going, buddy? Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. This is the best place to be on duty. I guess this is the very tip-top of everything. Actually kicked major butt tonight. Congratulations. I feel like that's not something that can often be said about the Souls games. Yes, I've applied the Mulgary mod to this, which added AI upscaled pre-rendered backgrounds. Oh, it looks so much better than this game originally did. Back now you have pizza. Congratulations. I must ask though, what kind of pizza is it? No judgment, of course. I am accepting of all pizza toppings, however exotic they may be. But I'm intensely curious. How far along? Oh, you're asking him how far along are you? Not me. Manic doesn't care how far along I am. So that goes to Serpent's Gate. I don't want to go there. Dragon's Gate, yes. Oh, I need to equip people. I had some new junk. Alright. No new staff for you. I'm not gonna learn anything from that. Class arm looks good. Cotton Road goes to you. Glass buckle. Stinky Swamp fighting cool goat enemies. bacon, jalapeno, onion, and pineapple. That does sound amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of spicy stuff, but I'm starting to come around on jalapeno. We'll give you iron. Mithril. A coral ring. She earned it, after all. Gotta try more low Scoville stuff? Yeah, probably. Probably. Alright, what do you have? It's a cross-section here. That's a lot of shit. Level up, probably. Prevent sleep. Prevent darkness. Take damage and place an ally. Why are we fighting dragons? Another human who likes anchovies, be still my heart. Auto mod! What the? That honestly seems really insensitive. Like, are you somehow gonna bar Mexican people for... Mexican, apparently. Apparently Automod doesn't like the idea of people talking about themselves if they might be Mexican. That's legit kind of fucked up. Sriracha has been a great boon for getting people to use hot sauces. It's not hot Tabasco. I do like sriracha. Sriracha's really good. Do you have any options here? Yeah, that's basically it. Alright. I'll take that. Moon tea! I got a letter from Stiltskin. Do you know Stiltskin? I left Lindblum and headed north. I walked through the mist in Gizmaluke to reach Burmecia for the very first time. It's raining as expected. I'm going to look for shelter now. Next thing you know, I'll stop people from talking about Lucha Libre. Right? Went to Burmecia. Might be dangerous there. Yeah, he'll be fine. It may be war, but it's JRPG war. Nobody's gonna die unless it's in a cutscene. Actually... I turned through a whole bunch of potions during that one fight, so... Spend a bit to make a bit. Oh, what's this? Tents everywhere. I don't think I've used a single tent this whole game, though. You're going to Burmecia, go through Gizmaluke's grotto in the northern mountains. The best way to get to the grotto is by following the roots popping out of the ground, which extend all the way to the grotto. By the way, we had to wait through dinner for them to open this door. Is that my understanding of how this works? Alright, where the hell are we? Some large open plains. Hey look, chocobo tracks. Except I don't think I can do anything with that. We're gonna do a little bit of exploring. I really like the overworld theme in this game. It's really pleasant. I think that counts as a dragon? Hang on. Give me your jump. Okay, hang on. Let's see what else we've got. Ah, you missed! Very heavy door and had to find the key. Alright, he's out. Alright, stab him. No, not Goku. Alright. What you doing? It's a Serpian. He's in encounter mode, isn't he? Well, it doesn't matter because he's dead now. At this point in the game, can you get Queen, possibly? It looked like there was a swamp area we could go to. If I remember correctly, that's where you get her. I don't know where I'm going. What the hell are these people? Vice. Okay. Hey! That's a big blade. Jump on your head. Okay, we got our potion back. They slap their asses at you when they run. I was about to say, Gadget returned to her home planet. we will never see her like again. Alright, I just leveled up something so I can switch you out for you. Oh yeah, that's a powerfully Japanese thing to do. Believe me, I've seen it all the time. There's two of them! Oh, come on, man. Run away! That's not gonna work, is it? Alright. Damn, dude. Jump on this guy. Whee. Jesus! 2 health. No health. Okay, this could be bad. Shouldn't have done that. I should use the potion first, because now he's gonna default attack Orko, and Orko's gonna die. But not if I key it in really fast. Nice shot, idiot. Stabbo. We did it! He's dead. Finally, we can all get on with our lives. Alright, okay, so Pinion... Okay, Pinion is the battle-only one. I'm going to the swamp. Don't really want to. What the hell? Hedgehog pie? Why pie? But why though? Stop it! You can put hedgehogs in a cake. This is silly. I got a Zagnol card. That's cool. Okay, this encounter rate. Disencounter rate, though. Alright, this is okay. I think I can... Nope. If I could one-shot him. Okay, got that guy. Ow. Yeah, that was weird. Making up for lost Simon. There we go. Oh, we got him. My luck is not great now. Okay, is that... Swamp's over here, yeah? Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm gonna go in there. Fine, it's fine. It's fine, that's not fine. What the hell am I looking at? Clear him out. They do damage, clear him out. Oh shit. Well. Okay, no, wait. These guys take more damage than that. We should leave. Okay. Get out of here. Go. That isn't good. Okay. Annihilated. Alright, this is the game telling me to do this section later. I did save, yeah. I've been saving obsessively. Okay. Come back to that. We're past quitting time anyway. I was gonna do the Swamp Village first, but we'll just do that first thing on Tuesday then. I think that's enough Final Fantasy for now. Yeah. I quitted a swamp too. It's perfect. Yeah, very good place to quit. All right, so schedule. So tomorrow night we'll be doing a good old-fashioned indie variety night. I have a number of games that I want to take some quick looks at. I want to try Manual Samuel. That was actually someone actually requested that one. Requested that I take a look at that a while ago, and I'm finally gonna get around to it. I have some more stuff that I picked up in the sale that we can take a look at. I picked up Bomber Crew today from Humble Bundle. It's free right now if you want to go grab that. We might play that tomorrow. We might not. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. This is some lovely music, isn't it? It's so pleasant. So yeah, tomorrow, Indie Variety Night. Saturday, we are going to be playing. We're going to be on the NES, of course. We're going to be starting Zelda 2. The real deal. On our nice, lovely AVS. Hopefully that'll go well. It's pretty rough and tumble game. Oh, it's you, Lodra High. Okay, cool. Well, it's finally happening. The prequel to Zelda 3. I'm using this game shows up a lot in FFD 14. Yeah, Zelda 2 is very hard. I've gotten to the very end of it. I've actually gotten to the final boss, but I've never beaten the game. So, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I believe we can do it. I believe this is a thing we can do. I believe so strongly that we're going to play the actual cartridge version instead of... Snow Pixie, thank you so much for the follow. We're going to play the actual cartridge version instead of the Switch version, which has save states. We're going to try and do it legit. I believe I can fly. I believe I can die. We'll be off Sunday. And then next week, Monday and Wednesday, we'll be playing Prey. catching back up in Psychotronics, where we left off. Tuesday and Thursday of next week, we'll be playing more Final Fantasy IX. So if you're here for Final Fantasy IX, we will be back around to this on Tuesday. Right? All right. So let it be written, so let it be done. God damn it, Square. There's no exit. There is now. Alt F4. God damn it. Wrong. There. Wrong button. Zelda 2 took a lot of time for elementary school. You'd figure, oh, dude, me too. I actually said, I got it for, I want to say I got it for Christmas one year, and I actually set it aside. I played it for a while. I beat like maybe the first 2 temples, and I was just like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do it. And I came back to it a couple years later in middle school or high school, and I really wanted to beat it. And I was enjoying it. It's actually a really neat game if you get deep into it. There's a lot of really cool areas and gimmicks in it, but man, that final slog. Oh my god, the end of that game is such a ball buster. It's unbelievably hard, so we'll do what we can to get through it. We shall see. Anyway, let me find some fine strapping streamer to raid, shall I? What's going on? City building with beavers? What? What? Bluezest is playing something called Timberborn. Let's go raid them. Let me just check and make sure they're not wrapping up like right now. I know, damn. Yeah, wait a minute. Nope. Nope. They are wrapping up, so scratch that one. We'll have to check out their VOD. All right, instead, Bassy Bunny is playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. I would like a little peek at this. So let's go raid Bassy. Oh, sorry, Mank. I just saw that. Yeah, let's go raid Bassy. It's been a while. I like Bassy a lot. Friggin' stupid. I mean, I'm gonna watch WandaVision, but I don't need like a fucking minute-long commercial for a stream. Like a dragon touched for the very first time. All right, gang. Thanks again for coming out. Thanks to all the new folks who rolled out, dropped follows, hung out with us for some Final Fantasy IX. We're gonna be getting through this on our Tuesdays and Thursdays streams. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And hopefully, I'll see some of y'all tomorrow night for Indie Variety Night. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.